All right, so we don't actually have enough people to play an RPG.
Says
Currently,
you, I'm ready to run.
so this is now a podcast.
We're gonna be all people.
All right, I'm gonna do a quick audio check here.
Probably should have done that before we went live, but all right then.
Do you want to run the stream? No, you don't.
I mean, I did for a long time.
You didn't run a stream.
I ran a YouTube video. It's
That's
basically the same thing. I had to corral you animals.
Get all my crap off the table.
We're good to go.
Yeah, now I've got the harder job of writing a story. I lost sleep because of this last night.
Or maybe it's just easy
Did
for
you
me.
really?
Yeah.
Bam.
I was up till 2 a.m. trying to write this story. I had serious writer's block.
Aw,
All right.
that's so nice that you were
Going
that
back
worried
to
about
our
creating a
conversation
good world.
about nihilism and the value
Well,
of human life.
unlike Will, I actually care about the story that I produce. I want you guys to enjoy it and
That's your
experience.
first mistake.
Hey, I loved our first adventure together.
I did too, but
That was a good time.
he's the nihilist GM and I'm like the caring aunt GM.
You invest in your what you think should happen, then you try to control the outcome, and that's where things go off the rails.
No, see, I set up the pieces and then I let you guys poke the dominoes over and then I just try to ride the wave wherever it goes.
All right.
That sounds
But
exciting.
I have to provide you the domino pieces.
What if I don't want to play dominoes?
Well, then it's chess, son.
Can I just knock over all the chess pieces? Is that
Yeah.
a legal move? Sweet. Man, I've been playing chess wrong. Anyway, nihilism, the value of human life, Minecraft YouTubers, everyone else. That's all I wanted to say.
Oh God.
Wait,
Why?
which is on top?
Minecraft YouTubers, everyone else.
Excellent.
I
Okay.
got a lot of questions.
I'm really glad
Please.
that you
No.
went
We're at a discussion
to
podcast right
to
now.
stream it for this.
Yeah, no.
Like this is why we went live, is so you could tell people the truth here.
Well, it was getting too juicy not to stream.
This is true. We're fun. We
Are
have
we?
to swear less now, though.
Swizzle stick.
Do we?
Fruit
During-
you.
Fork you too, buddy.
All right.
That's what we should do.
Yeah.
Just replacement swear words.
Let's set up
Yeah.
the...
like
I'm
in The
afraid
Good
to set
Place.
up the map,
It's
actually.
numbered on the bottom corners.
That's not going to help, and
Look
you know
at
that.
you. All right. Let's make some.
Nope.
Okay,
See?
I have one too.
Yeah, 2 goes
Oh,
to the
Shit.
side of it.
All right.
There you go.
Oh wait, no, I'm already swearing.
And that goes to the side of that one.
Also, the
That's
map I showed you
3.
earlier
Yeah.
is concept art. I'm going to make it in a vector program, so...
Or you could just hand draw it like me, like a masochist.
Or
I
yeah.
actually can't do that, which is why I have a vector program.
I just wanted you to know that I spent a lot of time like researching
Do your hands have
traditional
the tremblies too?
Asian drawing
bit, yeah.
methods.
You did what?
I researched traditional Asian drawing methods to create this map.
You're precious.
And it shows.
You're so precious.
This is what you get when I run a game.
Let's scoot everything down a little bit.
It's not the slapdash will-based adventure where I make some NPC stats and then we just go buck wild.
Yeah, man.
I loved our NPCs in that game though.
You did.
I did. Married one.
That did happen.
I stayed out of that.
Actually, no, I don't think I did. I
It
think I
happened in
just
your
moved.
mind,
Yeah.
which is canon.
Yeah.
Headcanon is canon.
Headcanon is in the like flash forward.
And then I wrote a wildly successful book.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing happened that prevented you from your
Exactly.
retroactive backstory.
See?
That was my greatest failure in that campaign.
You didn't kill me when you had the chance.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Next time you really got to seize that opportunity.
I think your mistake was challenging me to not die because then I just invested all my like XP into not dying.
It's like-
I became unkillable because of that.
I can shoot a lot and
Well, that's
not
against
die.
my DM mantra of why would I kill a character when I can keep them alive and cause them to suffer instead.
That's real. Forked
Yeah, I said that
up.
to the other RPG group I run, which is entirely new people, and they were like, "What the fuck?"
Because suffering is fun for other people to watch.
Because they
yeah.
haven't experienced you yet.
Yeah, no. The best part, one of the best parts of that game was like the first time I used a voice like this, and the whole table was just like. Anyway, all right. So let's do a recap. How do you want to do this?
You guys go
Do you
ahead
want us
and
to do it? Okay.
recap what your characters know.
Last time, Sven had a normal day in the city. Wake up on the boat, crashed on the docks. From that time, we crashed the boat on the docks because we were looking for India. And then go to the whorehouse. And then nice lady from the castle comes, offers me money to kill a man. I thought I was going to have to like fight some people, but I just killed that man. And then I went to the temple because I was bored. I went to harass the person who works there. It's funny. And then the dead body was there, and that was not good. And then a demon showed up and told me to sweep, so I swept. And then we went to go try and investigate the corpse by going to the morgue. And then it's now, and then I don't know what happened.
Yeah. All right, and Mukuro did some work around town. Met up with Sven at the whorehouse
Hello.
for dinner, actually, which was a little bit weird. Yeah, we observed the festival, and I went back to my shrine.
Whores need the Russian Jesus too. So,
Oh God.
so jot that down.
Okay. I feel like they kind of need my attention more than yours.
I just want that to be
Frankly,
your catchphrase, so
Whores
jot that
need
down.
So jot that down.
I can't wait to do a bunch of sunny lines
So yeah, so you're okay.
in a Russian accent.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Yeah, I look
that's
forward
valid.
to that.
Mm.
Yeah, then I went
First
back
of all,
to my
all things are
temple.
possible through Jesus.
No, not Jesus. Russian Jesus. Russian Orthodox
It's same Jesus. It's just Jesus with more gold.
Catholic Jesus and Russian Orthodox Jesus.
Yeah, it's just Jesus with gold chains and beeper and tracksuit.
Okay, that's just,
Russian oligarch Jesus.
we have dipped a single toe into the warm waters of racism against Russians.
It's not racism, it's ethnicityism?
Okay.
Ethnicism?
Ethnicism?
I don't know.
It's not racism.
Anyways,
They're white people
True.
too.
Yeah.
See, this is why you watch the Twitch stream, because I'm gonna edit this part out of the video.
Oh, no, you
Which
won't.
and this is way more
You
fun.
think I won't?
Oh.
I'm just gonna start peppering Jesus tracksuit now into this whole game.
If you
Well,
can
I'll
find
edit
a
out
way to
what it
insert
means.
tracksuit Jesus into this game,
It's gonna be like a Twitch
I will scoop
emote
your bagel.
on this channel, like 6 months from now.
Tracksuit Jesus.
tracksuit
Yeah.
Jesus, where all fun is to be had.
We do have a viewer, and he's talking about Slav Jesus. What's
Yeah.
up, man? We're trying to play
Hey.
an RPG,
It would be fun if we had the rest of our people to play an RPG.
so we're recapping an RPG.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, and then I went back to my temple, and there was someone dumped a headless body on the steps of my
the
temple.
head was there.
Okay, but this head was separate from the body.
Yeah.
There's like blood everywhere, which was very frustrating because I had just cleaned that temple.
Yep.
And then I had to do it all over again, and someone claiming to be my god shows up and says, "Clean my house," which was very
It
confusing.
was very scary.
It was very scary. And refused to clarify past clean my house.
Mm-hmm.
So
Also, you asked who could have done the murder, and I said it was me. So
that's true.
So
So,
blame
we're
him.
in a weird place now.
Blame
What?
him.
Why?
Could have just stabbed him one time.
That's true. And then my temple was surrounded by Frenchmen coming to get revenge or answers or something for who killed the dead German?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I
Yes.
forgot about that.
Who killed the German who was just like there doing architectural work?
And we came in super hot.
We
on
did
the,
come in
on
super
the
hot.
diplomat.
Yeah.
Me and Hamish, for no reason, just insulted that man and made him really mad.
The French one? Yeah.
Well, the French are kind of notoriously brittle about
And
that.
then immediately apologized.
Yeah, you taught me the word Frenchie with no context.
Ah, you got this. You nailed it.
And then all the samurai showed up, and so now we've got Frenchmen surrounded by all of the Japanese, and everyone is very full of tension. And I think that about sums it up. Did I miss anything?
I think we nailed it.
I think we nailed it.
I mean, you nailed it according to your characters, and that's fine.
I mean, Hamish was
accurate.
asleep half of the episode. Hamish was whacked out on drugs.
He was doing some cocaine about it.
He's a
Opium.
opium fiend. He's a dope fiend.
He's gone almost to the source. He's just a short boat ride away.
He missed it.
Yeah, I know.
He Columbused himself
Yeah,
right on
no.
over to Japan.
Welcome to India.
You done good, bud.
Actual canonical backstory. We came
Trying to
in
get to
search
China.
of Indian opium and ended up in Japan.
Much how the first explorers arrived in Japan, actually.
Oh yeah,
Well,
there you go.
I'm so excited to be compared to Columbus. Maybe I can do it a little better.
Oof.
I don't know, man. That guy was all right. He
No.
got a holiday.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No.
He's got some knights named after him.
Oh boy.
He's got a city in Ohio.
Well, no genocide here.
No, yeah, we're gonna yeah. No genocide.
That was really
We're
the
trying-
other guys who came after him.
No. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, until other people show up, this is going to be a 2-man operation.
Yep.
So how do we want to do this? Also, I don't have any dice.
I have some dice.
First of all, we gotta.
Oh yeah, we have
figure
to
out
roll
what's going
some
on.
fate
All right,
points.
Force and Destiny roll.
Yep.
We use the dice from the other game because that's way cooler.
Because we're
I
professionals.
got 2 light side. Let's
Ooh.
go. So we're playing a role-playing game called Genesis, for those of you who are not familiar. It's based
Fuck.
on the Star Wars fantasy
Darn
RPG.
it.
It uses fancy symbol dice, which combine in interesting ways, and
Should we
also
roll for them?
light side, dark side points, which I'm going to put on the map so we can see them.
If they ain't here, they don't contribute.
It's like if you don't show up for practice, you don't get to play in the game.
Yep.
That's what happens.
They have to contribute their fate.
That's the
to the
new
scenario.
the new policy.
Yep.
It's true.
So we can flip these light side, dark side points.
But on the other hand, I still only get 1 roll, so it balances out.
yeah, to make stuff happen. All right.
All right then. So last we left off, the French and the samurai were getting real sporty out in front of the temple.
Getting
And you were
shirty.
Yeah.
attempting to convince the crowd.
That something supernatural was
Yeah.
going
So
on.
let's resolve the riot.
All right. So in order to make, I don't know, to break tension with more weirdness, I guess is what I'm doing. I'm going to make it rain around the temple. So not on the temple.
How close to the temple is the
around
rain going to
temple.
be?
I'm not going to try and do anything crazy. I don't think I'm that powerful right now at this point, but I can probably do like a solid radius around.
Okay. How hard are you going to attempt to beseech the gods?
Maximum effort.
Yeah.
I.e., how much dice do you want to roll against?
How
Yes.
challenging do
Maximum
I want
effort.
this to be?
Exactly.
I mean, I've got a pretty decent dice pool, I guess.
Statistically,
I
you should not
mean-
have more
So, like-
bad dice than good dice.
Yeah.
If you're rolling against 1 purple, it's gonna like sprinkle a little somewhere.
Oh hell no!
But
Let's
like,
roll against like.
if you rolled all
two-
the reds, it would be like a tsunaami would show up.
Okay, I don't want to like kill people. I just want.
No, I'm
to
just giving you like
break okay
the ends of
yeah?
the spectrum for you.
All right, how about I can roll against what the standard difficulty, like 3 purple?
Sure.
2 purple.
3 purple's
3
pretty-
purple.
3
That's-
purple will get you where you're going.
I mean, I
Yeah.
got some.
So this game, you roll against difficulty dice.
Yeah.
You have a skill pool of your own cool dice to roll. That's why we love it so much, because it creates
Alright.
crazy outcomes.
So I have a success and 2 advantage.
Okay. What would you like your advantage to be?
I would like it to unnerve, but not cause greater like racial tension.
I don't know how rain causes racial
Like,
tension. But
I mean, I don't want.
Is it
I don't
chubby
want it
rain?
I want to have both the Europeans and the Japanese feel the same amount of like, well, that's fucking weird.
okay.
So
So
that's
like a
my-
great like thunderous peal from the sky. All of
Yeah.
a sudden, just out of nowhere. No clouds in the sky either. Just starts to rain.
Yeah,
So-
just rain everywhere but the temple.
Yep.
Your advantage could be that either it can be super obvious that you did this, or not obvious.
I want to make it very not obvious
That
that
you
I
did
did
this.
it.
Okay.
Let's
So
make
that
it
was
subtle.
my clarifying question. As my dungeon master instinct was like, do you drop to the ground and pray, and then this happens? Because like,
No,
No, that's how Jesus' powers work.
okay,
Yeah,
She's not a Jesus.
I've got I have my box of tools of the trade.
All right.
which I'm assuming this.
So you're
case would
attempting
be
to
water.
diffuse the situation.
Yes.
What skill would you like to roll now versus the instigator of the crowd to see what happens?
Let's see.
ranged light.
I mean,
Yeah.
you could if you knew who they were.
just draw a longbow. Bye, bitch. Yeah, that would go over great. I can already tell. Maybe negotiation.
It's not
It's the
really.
only like social skill that I have. I'm trying to figure
It's
out.
more of like I need a persuasion or deception or something like that.
I don't have any of that, my dude.
There's a long tradition of
Persuasion?
negotiating on that behalf
There's
of gods.
Listen,
they're
I mean,
angry. If you guys go over here right now, I think I can talk them down.
Yeah.
Look, I think we can get what we want.
I'm trying. Maybe can I do either discipline or cool for that?
Cool. I'll let you roll cool. And you get
Okay.
2 blue dice.
Nice.
And
Magic.
linkage.
Very cool.
You are rolling against 1 red and 1 purple.
Okay.
God, these jabronis.
I know. All right. So, well, that's interesting. Okay.
Uh-oh.
So I have I did not succeed, but I have 5 advantage.
Okay, so
That's a thing that can happen in this game.
That is a thing that can happen in this
let's
game,
talk
which
about
is pretty fun.
what you want your advantage to be, as everyone is now staring at the heavens temporarily to try to figure out where this rain is coming from.
All right, I gotta figure out what I would like all of my advantages to be. So my what I was rolling for here was to single out who's
No, so what you're rolling
instigating.
was like a meta roll of like your attempts to calm everybody down versus the mysterious person's attempts to fan the flames.
Okay. So I guess I don't calm it down, but I don't ratchet it up.
But you have 5 advantage.
But I have 5 advantage to spend, which is pretty
One thing
great.
I'll suggest is maybe you want to spend some advantage to not get hurt if things go bad.
Yeah. Well, no one's gonna come inside the temple, and I'm not leaving the temple.
No, but there are guns and rocks and lots of ranged weapons.
That's true.
You could also spend some advantage to make sure that property damage is minimal.
Yeah. I mean, How does the... I don't remember if that's I think that's actually a talent, so I can't really do that one. I was trying to see if I could exchange some of my advantage for success, but I don't think that's how that works. I don't have the,
No, that's
skill
never
for
how it
that.
works.
What's the skill? Well, it doesn't matter. I
Yeah,
don't
there's
have the
talents that
talent.
let you do that, but rules is written. You specifically can't do that because you got to be creative, like you're being right now.
Indeed, I got to figure out my ways around this. So I think...
How you like that backseat dungeon mastering?
No, I appreciate it.
one-
It's
Can't
nice.
help it.
I think one of my advantages is that, because right now you have the French foot. So who's on horses and who's not?
There's no horses.
No horses at all. So
No.
everyone's on the same
Yep.
ground. Okay. I think people start to retreat inside. Because if they're already like the ones who are not part of like the main military force would not want to be here anymore if it's raining, even
So
if it's
you're talking about
weird.
like dispersing the like onlookers
Civilians,
and stuff like
yeah.
that. Okay,
I
sure.
want to get the rubberneckers out of there.
All right.
So that can be part of my advantage.
Anything else you want to try to get?
Yeah, if anybody, I don't know why anybody would try to focus in towards the temple, but
You're in a weird position where the French are trying to protect your temple.
I know. But I mean, are they trying to protect the temple, or they're just trying to like?
Yes.
They want to go in, but they know that they can't.
So
go
they don't
in.
even want to go into your temple. They just want to preserve the crime scene so they can do their own investigation.
I like how they want to preserve the crime scene that I already cleaned up.
All right, I'm
Yes.
gonna go pick up another person for this game. You guys keep doing your thing.
All right.
So yes, it is moot, but you know how Europeans got to be. They're trying to make a statement
Stupid Europeans.
against the local lord right now.
Stupid Europeans. I guess so. Another. So I still have more advantage to spend. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Did I get hit?
I
Hmm?
think.
Did I get hit?
Huh?
I walked in. He's like, "Hey, come here. I'm supposed to give you something." I said, "Okay."
Hey.
I don't know. Wasn't
And
I
was
didn't.
like, "Okay."
Had nothing to do with me.
I was like, "I don't know what happened."
That was him, not me.
I was like, "What the fuck?"
Had nothing to do with me.
All right. I think the temple is now actually going to be regarded as like, I don't know, a holy place that is.
To explain what we were just laughing at, I advocated violence against
Against our
to
players?
one friend to another friend, and then they followed through on it, causing confusion and pain, which is very funny to
Yeah.
Pain. I don't know if I'd go that far.
So to catch
Anyway.
you up on what's happened now, the riot still going on. There was
Are we getting any success?
a random peal of thunder, and then it just started raining with no clouds in the sky. So now you're all wet.
Yeah.
And
Unless
that's
you
where we're-
step out to the temple grounds, because
But yeah, but you'd have to cross the French line to do that, and the riot crowd.
I can't remember where you are.
I'm talking to what's his face.
Okay.
Annoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
So I don't know. Maybe I'll pass on some of my advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll pass on my advantage.
Will, I need you to roll me some dice.
All right, what kind of dice?
I want you to roll 2 yellow and a green and tell me the numbers you get.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I can put these closer if you need them.
I don't know why I'm hiding them. I got 2 successes and 3 advantage.
Okay.
Double time.
So you guys are sitting there, and like things are tense, and like eventually you're scanning out in the crowd, and suddenly you see somebody hurl a rock at one of the French soldiers, and it hits him like right in the head, and like
Oh,
he just
no.
tumbles down. There's blood everywhere, and then like the unthinkable happens. Like the French soldiers just level their guns into the crowd, and it's violence everywhere.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Why?
That's what happens when there's riots. The Boston Massacre.
All right.
Total difference.
Oh shit, are we in Boston?
Yes.
Oh,
Surprise!
no.
This is
I'm
1775.
so fucked up. So drunk. Thought that was in Japan.
It's 100 years in the
I'm so fucked
past.
up. What happened?
The
Oh, yeah,
Stamp
that's
Act is
true, yeah.
outrageous. How
no.
dare they tax us for a war we
Yeah,
wanted?
Fuck those guys. Throw some shit in the water. Let's do it.
So yeah, it's chaos and mayhem at this point. Like there's swords flashing about, guns are being shot.
How many soldiers like were there for this?
There's like 20,
Oh.
and then there's probably about 2 times as many samurai.
This is a short fight.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's just bloodshed everywhere. Screaming children.
I'm trying to like figure. It's not my turn. I can't do anything.
You got to get yourself out of
Yeah,
here.
of course,
Violence is occurring.
No one can come onto my grounds. I guess if I could actually bring other people in here,
I
that would
mean,
probably help.
At this point, if they're attacking the soldiers and it's an all-out fight, they're probably it's probably no longer like a solid perimeter held. It's
I mean, it is.
Yeah, it's like a swirling
it has
melee now.
physical,
But yeah, but
Yeah.
the physical perimeter of the soldiers is gone. Now it's a swirling melee.
yeah, people are
Excellent.
pretty much just murdering the soldiers.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I mean, guns. It takes a while to reload a gun at that time.
We'll see what happens.
Pretty sure the samurai are gonna win.
See what happens.
We'll see what
The roles have already been determined.
All right. So what were you? What were you? Yeah, rolling
Meanwhile,
for.
on the other side of the city.
Yes. So you and Hamish arrive outside of town. It's about like half a mile outside of town, so it's an easy walking distance to the Etta village that supplies this town. The first thing that hits you is the overwhelming stench.
That's fine.
Like it just smells of urine and like feces and animals.
Nice.
Oh, you can't dig a hole? Come on.
Well, that's not that that's how they tan leather.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Delicious.
So you arrive at the Etta village, which is basically a bunch of like ramshackle huts and like pens for pigs and stuff like that.
Okay.
There's it turns off the road into just mud.
Alright.
Like that's the road they got.
That's what the boots are for.
Yep.
I'm gonna look for the first person I see.
You immediately there's like an old woman, toothless, wrinkled, and she's got leather that she's like washing in a tub full of urine.
I feel that. I'm here. I just say in broken Japanese, here for the body of the white man.
She just looks at you very confused.
The headless body they brought here.
She like is like and then she like makes gets you to follow her, and she takes you to the nicest looking hut in the town, which is still to say it's a piece of crap.
It's better than I could do.
And then a
You live on a boat.
like a young man comes out, and he's like, "Oh, hello, sir. What can?" He speaks surprisingly well for somebody who lives in obvious poverty.
Yeah.
What can I do
Give him
for
a
you?
bow.
He will bow back much lower than you, because even though you're an awful European, he is not samurai. He is in the lowest of the lowest class.
Sure.
Bless.
So he's just assuming that at any moment you might kill him.
I mean, that's correct, but not for the reasons he thinks.
True.
I'm here to retrieve the body of the European for the white people.
Oh, well, you've come at a bad time.
Why?
Well, the village headman has gone missing, and his family.
Where'd they go?
They were kidnapped in the night,
Whoops.
and he would be the only one who would know where the body is, as per the Lord's orders.
Interesting. Did you see who did it?
No, we just found them gone, and there were interesting footprints that were left.
All right, I'm gonna check that out.
Well, I mean, you're at his house, so he just like shows you inside. It's a one-room house, bare house. They have a table in the center of the room that they like eat at,
I flipped it over. No, I'm just kidding.
and then they put it up against the wall when they sleep. You see that all the beds are still laid out, so obviously it was during the night. And then you see very weird footprints. They have like 3 points like that, and they're like about human sized.
Velociraptor done stolen.
I have survival.
So make me some rolls.
I will roll it.
How is it a survival roll?
Because
Is
that's
this
a
a
tracking
footprint
and
of like a
stuff.
shoe or like a demon or like a weird animal? I'm not good at it, so we'll see what happens.
Good enough.
Ah.
Triumph and the failure. Just a straight up triumph failure.
Okay. So you can't figure out where they went, but as a man of leisure, you've had plenty of time to delve into the esoterics of Japanese society, and these footprints look very much like a kappa, which, as you know, is the weird, like, half-turtle
Yay!
people that live sometimes in streams and feast upon flesh.
Oh yeah, they got the bull on the head.
All I have
Yes.
to do is bow to them, though.
Eh.
Because then they... It's fine. I would know this as the priestess.
Yeah, well, unfortunately,
Still,
you
though,
did
like,
not go to
they're
the awful
pretty
Etta
peaceful
village.
creatures, you know?
Oh, they definitely eat people.
I'm not saying they don't, but I'm saying they're pretty peaceful, though. Like,
Yeah.
all you have to
So
do
So
is
you
bow.
are able to
Just
track
leave 'em some
the
cucumbers,
footprints
chill.
at least to the of the village, but once it goes down the road,
Okay.
it's covered up by like horse prints and footprints of the various traffic that's happened since.
So we're gonna do it Super Sven style, where I just get like an abandoned piece of bark and some firewood, and I do like a rough scratching of a footprint, and then absentmindedly put that in my jacket.
Okay.
And then I will go find the one person who I know knows about this sort of thing, because I know it's a kappa, but I don't think Sven knows that much more about it.
Right.
So I'm gonna head back into town and go find this person.
Yeah.
So you are at the castle, right?
No, I was.
Oh, you were at the
wasn't-
riot?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
I was talking to.
So yeah,
Frankie.
it's mayhem. Like
Yeah.
people
Real shit
somehow,
show.
like the samurai somehow know to avoid you. So like you don't come to any harm. You're not even like hassled, and they do like subtle ways to keep the soldiers away from you.
Yeah.
So like you come out like not even scuffed up. Like your outfit is still perfectly clean, but it is like violence in it. There's lots of arms laying on the ground, like twitching.
gross.
There's blood everywhere.
Okay.
The soldiers got the better of the samurai, in that they didn't all get murdered, but they have fled back to the European quarter.
Okay, so
By
like,
1800s,
has
we had
everybody
pretty
gone?
good
The
guns.
The guy in charge of the French Legion.
Everybody,
translator?
they made a hasty retreat.
All right, so we won.
There's a lot of dead people around, and very few of them are European.
Still won.
All right.
Retreat.
So, yeah,
the
it's-
Japanese did not retreat. Yeah.
It's pretty awful.
Yeah. I'm gonna
There's
say
like
this is
the
kind
soft
of-
moaning of like guys who are dying, a couple people wheezing on the ground from lung wounds.
Time to get to work.
I would say, yeah, I'm gonna look at the priestess and just kind of like drop a bag of coin.
Take care of
Alright.
this shit,
Yeah.
please.
So fucked up.
At this point, like the
This, and-
actual policemen start arriving
Yeah.
belatedly, like, "Oh no, what happened?
We
Was
came
there
as
a
quick as
fight?
we could.
We had to finish lunch first."
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna leave coin with her, and then I'm
What's-
gonna make for the castle because I have something to report.
Yep.
What's the cost for doing magic? By the way, we didn't clarify
There is
that
no
before.
cost.
There's
No.
no like cost to strain or anything.
No, so the way it works is, if you're attempting to do like, let's say like lightning bolt somebody, then yes. But if you're attempting to talk to the gods, no.
Okay, gotcha. All right, well I'm gonna start doing some healing stuff.
All right.
So
There's
do I-
a lot of like, how do you want to?
Yeah.
Are you trying to save somebody specific, or are you just trying to
I
tend
guess
to
I'm
those who
trying
could?
to stabilize as many people as I can.
All right.
I'm not going to reattach limbs because that is more than I can do because there's apparently a lot of freaking bodies.
Oh yeah, it was a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Those who are living are
And I got to do whatever sort of like, I don't know. There's a lot of death that just happened. Like, and this is a very unclean thing to happen all around the temple.
Yep.
So this is very disturbing, especially because there was a dead body in the temple, which is also
Which is
like,
gone, by the way.
very well.
Oh yeah, it already is gone.
Yeah. Which
I remember how I wrote that story.
all of this stuff is very
Yes.
uncool and unclean. So
So who would you like to? So there's like maybe 5 or 6 Frenchmen on the ground, and then there's like 12, 13 Japanese.
I mean, I'm gonna go for the Japanese first,
Uh,
and whoever's the most injured.
so
again, stabilize.
yeah, what do you want to roll for this?
I think it would be just another. I need to do medicine. Yeah, so I
Okay.
have medicine. It's not great.
It's gonna be 1 red and 1 purple because you're treating everybody at once.
Oof.
So it amps the difficulty.
All right, I need to.
And
pick
you're
up
also
that
solo.
Skill, yeah. I need to pick up that surgeon skill. Well, And it's a complete wash.
Yep. Advantage is canceled out by
Shit.
threat. Success canceled out by.
All right. Well, I mean,
Failure.
you do what you can. The people who aren't on death's doorstep will be okay. They might be maimed permanently,
Yeah.
but they will survive. But several of them who are on death's doorstep will expire in your arms.
It's the most that I can do at this moment.
Yeah. And now you're like, you got blood all over your robes. Like,
Oh, they're gonna be burned. They need to be burned anyway.
you're like a little crusty from some dried blood, sweat.
I guess
And
been a
now it's
long
kind of
time
humid
ago.
out too because of the rain.
Oh man, yeah. So I've dealt with everybody that
Yeah,
I
you've done all
can.
you can do, and now the police are like shooing you away.
away from my temple.
They're like, look, like either go in the temple or leave the area.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathhouse.
As
See
you
if
see,
I
like,
can't get my clothes
On the distance, like a long
Yeah.
procession of Eta coming in to like scoop up the bodies and get rid of them.
Yeah, time to go to the bathhouse.
All right. So you go to the bathhouse.
Yeah.
So So you arrive at the castle. Obviously, you're shown in because they know who you are. I assume you're going right to your family quarters.
Yeah.
All right. You find your father and your uncle are at the table. They're playing a game of shogi, which is like a equivalent to chess. Yeah.
Not necessarily gonna be in a hurry, but really not gonna greet, not gonna bow.
Yeah, that's standard for family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just straight up. The temple turned into a massacre.
That's what we thought would happen. As they don't even break their game. They're just still playing while talking to you.
The French retreated back to their quarters. The priestess is taking care of the wounded.
We need another task for you. We understand that some of the random elements are attempting to investigate the crime. We need you to control the random elements. We want you to go and we want you to take lead of that investigation. You know the outcome, what it has to be.
Yeah, the outcome being that no one knows.
Or that tensions are ratcheted down. While the Lord may want war, war's not in the best interest of the land.
Alright.
All right.
Dinona. Binona.
So, back to the Eta village.
I know exactly who to look for.
Yes. And
So-
as somebody born into the highest class, you better go take control of that, as is
Yeah.
your right.
Right.
The filthy Eta village.
So you haven't managed to leave the village
I'm
yet?
trudging my way back out at this point.
Through the mud.
Which way you going?
I'm headed back towards the temple.
Okay. When you get there, like, you just getting like daggers stared at you the whole time, which is weird for you because normally they just ignore you. Now they're like going out of their way to like bump into you and stuff.
Aw.
And you get
Yeah.
the feeling like something might have happened.
People getting just smashed as they try to bump into Sven. Knocked to the ground.
Being a tank.
That's weird.
Sven's
People are aggressive today. I like it.
Uh,
Come around
as
the
you
corner to the town. Oh, no.
as you come around the
No,
corner,
that's
like
right.
you pass the legion of Eta people carrying body parts and stuff.
Like the Donald Glover in Community with the pizza and
Yeah.
thing's on fire and the swinging around.
Yes.
Oh, no.
The darkest timeline has
Uh-oh.
happened here.
So yeah, you arrive like there was some violence.
Okay. No one's fighting right now,
No,
right?
it
No
has
one's,
resolved.
like,
It was like maybe 5 minutes worth of violence.
Yeah, nobody's armed.
No, well, I mean there
Lots of people
are
have
the
been
police are
disarmed.
some of the police are there
Yeah.
who are armed, but they're
I
not
mean,
like
nobody's brandishing weapons right now.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I put like a hand, like I have a hand inside my trench coat. I go inside the temple to find this person to see if they're alive.
there's nobody there.
Oh no.
Raro.
But there doesn't look like there was any violence inside the temple.
That's good. I noticed that there's like a cup that fell over and I put it back. I looked at the ceiling.
Suddenly a thunderbolt hits you.
Oh, if the gods choose to talk to Sven over me. Oh my god.
They just like me more. I'm a friendly guy.
Sven's more
Sven is a good
fun.
person.
Yeah.
What is Sven's view on religion?
That's a
Think
good
people
question.
different.
Religion, keep in mind, in this universe is a lot more animated.
Yeah. I think he's
Feel a little
Might-
more magic.
he
I
may
can't
have been
imagine it
much more
bothering him that
cynical
much.
before, but then a demon showed up, and
Yeah.
that's how I got to think about some things.
All right.
Fair.
So I guess I'm on the steps of the temple, smoking a pipe, trying to figure out what the fuck to do next.
Oh my god!
When you
I
see-
just realized something. Continue.
Okay, well, you're sitting there smoking for a while when suddenly you see the priestess returning.
Clean.
Hey,
Yes.
you didn't die.
Did not die. You
That's good.
also did not die.
Nope.
Did you find the body?
Nope. I found this. I take out a charcoal sketch of what is a Kappa footprint to you.
Oh, it's very obvious.
Yeah.
Like, there's no role
Oh,
required
of
for
course.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kappa.
The person whose job it was to keep track of the body is gone now, and those footprints are in their house, so that's cool.
So they think a Kappa's kidnapped whom exactly?
I've never met the Kappa. I couldn't say.
Okay, it's weird that they're so far out of the river. Huh.
While this is going on, you arrive.
Yay.
Luckily, you see the people you need in the exact place you need them to be with the.
So convenient.
Together, yeah.
Yes.
It's like the gods planned this.
I live to serve.
Excellent.
Sven
the
planned
game
this.
god.
Much like more casual, not very distinctive clothes anymore. Definitely, undercover looking, what have you.
The police like bow deferentially to you.
Yeah,
Like that, they
it's-
don't even hassle you. There's-
Yeah, they know, but everyone else isn't supposed to know.
Right.
You have like stealth and deception of 3, right?
Deception of 2.
So we don't notice you until you're like literally right there,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
Batman
like,
style.
in the room,
Oh!
Yeah.
just like, oh, no.
She's been here the whole time.
Yeah. I hate that.
Comes out of the shadows, yeah.
In fact, they won't notice you until you speak. So
No.
continue your conversation.
Pretty excellent.
Yeah. Can you shoot the Kappa, or is that the like?
No, they're going to be stronger than you are. You're
Okay.
you're going to have to trick them.
With like a small knife or like a bear trap?
No,
How did we
no,
go from bodies to
you're going to have to when you find them.
Is
you
that-
And
have to-
suddenly
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
another person in the room
How do we go from body
who is
to
not a
Kappa?
god.
Yeah.
That you know.
We can't be sure.
Yeah.
You cannot be sure.
Yeah, that you know of.
But it's not an old man, so you think you're reasonably safe.
Within reason. It looks familiar.
Yeah.
So I'll show you the same thing I show her, which is an etching of a Kappa footprint.
Yeah,
Which you would know
yeah,
without a
but
roll,
That
yeah.
probably would have been, okay.
Yeah, went looking for the body. Person whose job it is to watch it is gone, and our lead is a
Would
Weird
the
water
people you
demon.
kidnapped be
Yeah.
part of, like, our plan? Like, would I know that, yeah, the family's kidnapped her? Just
Do you
probably-
know any-
Everything you would
I'll
know,
just ask you. Do you know any Kappas?
everything you would know behind the scenes, you already know now.
Okay,
So anything further has not been told you.
okay.
Why would a Kappa steal a family like that?
I'm gonna kind of think about it for a long, hard second. Naturally, there's no way they walk that far on their own.
No, that's very far from the river.
And obviously very intentional. I don't recall Kappa breaking into homes.
No. So, a setup, all to steal the body.
Sure.
The,
Yeah, just gonna quick, like, does it turn to you? Why are you looking for the body?
Because we're investigating what happens. I figure if we give the body back to the Europeans, they might be less mad.
he
But
does.
you know what happened.
Yes. I did kill that man.
You
I'm
killed-
aware. I
killed the
remember.
man.
Like it
Alright.
was yesterday.
I'm going to just, like, mentally be like, alright, so he's still kind of playing our side. This seems to be working in our benefit.
Yeah.
You have your orders. You got to
Yeah.
play them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, but I mean, I need to make it look
We've
like
worked
we
in the
actually
past,
killed
right?
him. Yeah.
Sven's a
we've
force
worked
of nature. He just kind of rolls with what's happening.
Oh, yeah, but I just feel like you haven't, like, allied yourselves with other people. You're just kind of, like, doing...
They seem to be vested in finding out the truth, which is a very weird matter.
He knows the truth. He murdered him. And he doesn't really
Yeah, but
care
he
why.
can't just walk up to them and say, I did it.
Well, obviously.
So, by the way, I was paid by the people who run the city to murder this guy for reasons I don't know or understand, and I didn't
Don't
question it for
care.
a second.
Yeah, don't
And
care
decapitate
why
that
or-
guy.
Yeah.
I don't know that much about human nature, but I feel like that goes poorly
Decapitated
for
and
me.
then yeah.
No.
Yes.
The truth of the death needs to be kept from the French.
Why? I'm genuinely curious. I don't. You're like a chess. You're playing 3D chess. I'm playing checkers over here.
Is there 2D chess?
yes.
Is that normal chess to
It's
Sven?
normal chess.
Yes. No, it's just Sven. Anyway,
3D chess won't be invented for like 300
Three-dimensional.
years.
Yeah.
three-dimensional shit.
No, no. To him, chess is only played with paper.
It's on a 2D board. Never mind. Sven's from the future. Don't worry about it. It's in my backstory. It's a whole thing.
You know what? I'll allow it. Unless you die somehow in the game.
Oh, no.
Sven is from the future and traveled back to the past somehow.
He was with
Yeah.
George Clinton in the Funky Parliament.
No.
It's a reverse Samurai Jack situation. I'm a fugitive.
That's like a time cop situation. Jean-Claude. All right, I'm gonna write a villain real quick.
You know what? I'm okay with it.
Jean-Claude Van Damme is
Mistakes were
coming.
made.
Wow, derailed completely.
I know.
This is what Sven does. I should not have played this character. Okay,
So we got distracted from what we're trying to do.
we're
which is-
investigating the thing, but we're not telling people what we find out because we could get in trouble,
Currently,
right?
they need the closure that it is being investigated, and for the sake of diplomacy, yes, we will investigate to the full extent. The fact, though, that you were in fact paid by the government to murder this person will be strongly left out.
Paid by the government.
I wasn't going to
Paid
tell
by
anybody
the
that
government.
unless they asked me. So
You paid him to kill the white man.
I told you that already.
No, you just said that you killed the white man. I didn't realize
Oh.
that my government was paying.
Yeah, no, they paid like this. I like literally throw the money on my belt just from killing that guy.
You're a priestess. You don't care.
There's a lot
She
of
kinda
dead
looks like she
bodies
cares.
outside of my temple that I do care about. Those
Very
dead bodies would not be. There is a headless corpse on the steps of my temple, and I care about that. Especially if my government put a headless body on the steps of my temple.
The dumping
This is starting to be a
ground
real
was-
bummer.
Yeah, the dumping was done by the Yakuza. You didn't have any control over that.
No.
Our third party chose the location. This was definitely not in our plans.
That's the
Don't
Yakuza.
here.
It's the third party.
Thank you, Sven.
This is just getting worse by the minute.
Fantastic.
Now the government is colluding with
Fantastic.
criminals
Yeah, now they're.
to kill Europeans for no seeming reason.
Yeah.
And now you're deep throat.
Yeah, I'm like the
You know
balance,
everything.
Everything is so horribly out of balance.
And then I decapitate her.
And then we cut off
And then the gods show up.
I decapitate her and then myself.
Yeah, right.
And then you.
we all murder each other.
It's a wild
Right
session.
over.
You know what? I think this game ended as it should have. Obviously, conspiracy is a bit much
We-
for you guys.
we
I'll
don't
dumb it
have-
down.
Yeah.
There are orcs. Go fight them.
We don't have the guts to make that kind of art. So let's go fight a cop instead.
There we go.
Find a cop. Oh my god.
All right.
Anyway.
I don't know what to do with either one of you. I don't.
You know what? That's fair. Hearing it all said out loud at once like that,
Yes.
kind of feel bad now.
Yes. As well, you should. I'm.
You don't need to rub it in.
I think I feel pretty. I don't know. Everything has been thrown out of balance. There's a god in my temple that said clean and I've purified and it's not been enough. I'm going to go to the European temple and see if I can purify that place and maybe ease something. I can't be here with the two of you right now. So I'm going to go to someplace very unclean and attempt to purify that.
The old church.
The old church.
All
I'm
right,
going
then.
to the old church.
I would say we were gonna be here for much longer anyway.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
I can't deal with either one of
Technically,
you.
my dad is the spiritual advisor to the guy, so I'm like, I can't kill her now.
No.
But
That's not technically. He is the spiritual advisor.
Yeah.
He's
Exactly.
also something else, but only very few people know that.
yeah,
He
that's
does
what-
his day job.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. It's like I can't like.
He is
just
the head priest of the
randomly-
town.
Yeah, well, I have no intention of killing the priestess. She is caught up in all of this, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The location was really screwed up.
Yeah, your world is just rocked right
I'm
now.
so
the
mad.
Yakuza are totally going to be in trouble for this later.
Hey, they thought the
Yeah.
temple was empty.
They should not have placed it on a spiritual location.
No.
You get what
that's
you pay for.
Foolish.
There's food bowls outside. Clear signs of life. Basic
Yeah.
burglary.
It was
101.
it was
the fuck
perfectly immaculately
Yeah,
cleaned
this was the
that
C team.
morning.
Doing this.
Either way, it was in front of a spiritual
Like
location.
Grimshaw or Hamish was involved. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
Clearly, yeah.
well, yeah, they lashed the body to Hamish because they don't want to touch it.
Yeah. Plus, he was out of his mind.
Yeah, he probably doesn't remember helping.
So
Oh, no,
he
he
doesn't
doesn't.
remember.
Anyway.
He's
um,
currently passed out on the boat somewhere.
I guess
Yeah.
I'm going to go along with Sven and we're going to go look for Kappas.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna wait a respectful amount of time, and then go harass this person some more.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll paint the picture for you guys. So the church is in the middle of the slums in town, but which is like a significant step up from the Eta village. Like these people have walls in their houses, and like some of them have multiple rooms, and the smell is not terrible. But it is lots of people densely packed in who are of a lower socioeconomic status than this side of the table.
Right.
In the middle of it, like a weird dead tooth, is this old, burned out, what you recognize is a church, like an actual legitimate European church. It's half burned down, and people seem to like ignore it like it's some kind of evil location.
Well, yeah, Christianity.
Yeah.
Fair.
Well, and it was a holy place where a massacre happened, and then right, and then it was it burned down? Okay.
We tried to.
So
Yeah,
they
they
tried
to
to
burn
burn it.
Yep.
So I guess I'm gonna start doing a purification as
So,
I
yeah,
go in,
like,
just so that I can.
When
like,
you go
physically
inside,
clean it.
like some of the pews are still there, but they're like rotting now. Like you can see the pulpit and the half-burned cross on the wall behind it.
I'll say quietly, so as not to disturb it. This is unprofessional. Multiple locations. Use accelerate. Come on. Basic. Oh shit.
very I'm like
You get a very weird feeling being in here. Like it's like somebody's using radio waves to communicate to you normally, and then somehow you tune into another channel.
yeah. I'm on AM and they're doing FM.
Yeah, like the hair on your skin is like starting to get raised up. You're like, oh, this
Yeah.
is not
Well,
right.
we're gonna give you time to do your thing.
Yeah. What do I need to know? Any prayers of the white god? I don't.
How religious is Sven?
Let me dig deep on this one. What's
I
the
don't think
skill
this would necessarily
for?
be religious enough to like.
Well,
know, like,
what I need to know is, does Sven attend church regularly? Is he not interested in church? Like, I got to know how much of.
Are you baptized?
Yeah,
towards the
I got to know how much you would know about the day-to-day functions of church.
Yeah.
I think he knows the "Yea, though I walk in the valley of the shadow of death."
Also, what
speech.
church does he belong to?
None, probably. He remembers that verse because he likes it a lot.
But
None
so your
church
experience has
left
probably been
Jesus.
mostly with the Russian Orthodox Church,
Yeah.
probably. Okay,
Whatever the Russian version of that is, which I'm sure is like 100% more hardcore.
that's the Russian Orthodox.
Yeah.
No, it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, Old Testament's still the same.
It's true. The whole sign of the cross thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what you know.
Dang, so we're doing this? Okay. So I like roll up my sleeves.
Also, just because Sven will know the difference, this is not a Russian Orthodox church.
That's okay.
Yeah, you know, like the hallmarks that like
It's
there'd be
because
an
it's
icon.
it's a
and-
Lutheran church, right, or something? What was it?
We don't know. Nobody investigated that.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I don't know anything. I just know that it's a religious building. Something very wrong happened here. A god showed up, so it's time for me to just do what I do.
All right,
So,
so
physical and spiritual cleansing is what I'm
Sven
doing
will do his
now.
best to help, I guess. This is what we're doing.
No.
So how are you going about this?
I think part of it will just be first clearing out the space of everything that is like damaged or bloodstained.
Well, it's not so much
I'm gonna
bloodstained. This happened like decades ago.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
it's neglect and damage and elements now, basically.
All right.
There's like some stray dogs in there.
Well, I'm gonna gently get them out because they should not be in a holy place. There are temples for them where they can hang out on the grounds, and I don't think that the white god wants dogs in his house. Does the white god
No.
like dog? Okay, so
I mean,
no,
we don't like hate dogs like they do in other places,
but
not-
no dogs
have them in
in
the church.
white god house. Okay, all right. So I'm
We just
getting
hear
the
watching.
dogs out.
Sven wants to help, so you're like at the edge of like the grounds because you're like, I don't want to go in, but
Yeah,
I mean, I don't
it's
care
because
about
it's
going in.
super.
It seems kind of a pointless endeavor in my mind.
well, then convince them otherwise.
Yeah, you're not gonna.
I'll probably go investigate on my own. I see no reason to waste time arguing with you people.
Well, you know that the Eta took the body away.
Well, I might like go investigate the house, see if I can't track down the Kappa.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm filling in for what you would know to like so you could go do that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm just gonna leave. I probably didn't even follow them here, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I was,
I'll get back to you in a minute because I
yeah,
want to wrap
probably
this
thought
up.
it was a fruitless endeavor.
All right, so you guys are in the church.
Mm-hmm.
and you're shooing dogs out of it,
Yeah.
which they are not happy about.
No, but
A bunch of feral Shebas.
just go Doge, go.
Yeah, one of the things about this province is that the Lord runs the most sought after breeding pool for Shebas.
Interesting.
Like that's like when he gives a gift to the Emperor, he gives him a Sheba.
Aw,
I've already.
cute.
They're worth money, so I've already grabbed one.
Yeah.
Just like,
Well,
You've already, like,
these are just stray dogs. Like he has a kennel,
randos.
like where he breeds them, which you would know about. Obviously, he uses them for protection and theoretically hunting. But the last time anybody hunted,
Yeah.
yeah, flip it over. Man, it's a male. Throw it out. Bleh.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna be gentle with them. I don't want to hurt them. I don't want to bring more like ill will on this weird place. So I guess if it's physically cleaned, I'm gonna go ahead and start like lighting incense, laying a purification down, and seeing what happens.
all right. So you go through it and you begin your like internal like meditation, and suddenly you're like filled with like a great light. It's not like any light you've experienced before. It's very bright. And then before you is a bearded white man.
Oh God!
Oh Lord.
You actually brought white Jesus here.
And he's like, he comes before you and like, unlike the gods you are used to, he's wearing simple white robes. He has like a visible heart you can see that
Alright.
seems to be radiating the light. And he comes and he's like, I don't understand what you're doing here. You're not one of mine.
I belong to the gods. This place has been full of bad memories. It needed cleansing a long time ago. I'm sorry. Are you one of yours? Who are you looking for? I guess I'm very sorry.
You're the
as
one
you
who
are-
brought me here.
You called me.
You, on the other hand, see nothing
I'm
of this.
chilling.
Yeah.
You're just like herding Shebas out.
Yeah. And I'm meditating
Yeah.
and seeing. All right. A great many deaths have just happened. I guess can you lead the souls of your people where they need to go? I'm sorry. I'm only trying to do right by the gods.
Well, I appreciate your efforts. I sense that there's no ill will in you. So, let's go for a walk on the beach.
This is the weirdest thing that has ever happened to
Yeah, as you
Vero.
suddenly
She's
find
like,
yourself on the beach,
Yeah.
walking next to this man.
Yeah. I don't know how we got here, but I guess this is
Well.
what we are.
I've been told I work in mysterious ways.
Oh man. Rip in peace.
Oh my you.
Oh man. All right.
What is it you want to know from me?
I'm changing my character concept. Sven's a Scientologist.
All right, time to roll up some Xenu stats. As the DC 10 comes in for a landing.
Oh
Nah, sorry.
man. I need to know how to protect your people and my people. There's a great conflict brewing, and I don't think that either party will do well. Also, no offense, but I don't particularly want your people here. They're fine, but I don't particularly want them here.
All things will happen as they're destined to happen.
You definitely sound like a god.
Well, would you doubt that? As he kind of veers off onto the water, and
Ugh.
veers back in.
Very unsettling.
Yes.
Very unsettling.
Do you need any more proof from me?
No, I guess not. Can I just contact you now? I don't understand. I don't really know how to
Let me relate this to you in a fashion that you might understand.
Yes, please.
Unlike the beings that you're used to dealing with, we don't facilitate as hands-on. I'm more curious as to what you were doing in the old church, but I figured it was just easiest to come ask you. So we probably won't ever cross paths again unless you somehow convert. And even if you did, it's very not likely that we would cross paths.
No, thank you.
But if you have anything to ask of me now before
The
I leave,
kindest way to reject
I can impart
God.
some wisdom to you.
Oh boy, I have many, many questions, but this is not maybe a situation that I was prepared for. Do you know? Oh, this is a very strange question to ask a god. Do you know where your German is? Where I need to. The body of the man that was left on my doorstep needs to be buried properly. Do you know where he is? I can give him whatever rights you can tell me to give him so that he passes peacefully into the next world, but I don't know where he is.
I think you're asking the wrong questions. The body is immaterial. What matters more is the parts that are moving behind the scenes.
This is very true. I just don't know what eyes can really do so much about that. They're trying to start a war in our town, aren't they? Is there anything that I can say to the white men that will ease the tensions?
Call the white men. They love that.
Slap five with them.
It's not Gaijin, so we're already doing better.
The forces that are operating are beyond my control. I will simply impart with you the simple wisdom that you should never take at face value what anyone is saying.
Everyone is lying, is what you're telling me.
I can only show you the path. You have to walk upon it.
You know, you white gods are very dance around to the point.
He stops. He's like, oh, okay, yeah, all right. I have a message for you from your god, though.
Yes.
He's saying something about cleaning his house, and then you just
Cleaning
you come
his
out of it,
house.
and you're back sitting in the church.
Cleaning his house. That was the strangest thing that's happened in a series of strange events that have happened all day. This is a very strange day. Very long, strange day. I would like to go home. Clean his house. Clean his house. What am I missing?
So you arrive at the Eta village. It's exactly as you remember it. Awful.
Yeah.
Smells of urine. They all, everyone in the village comes out and, in the Wizard of Oz style, come out and start bowing to you.
Oh, good.
Oh my god, please don't kill us!
What's the point of being a ninja if everyone, knows you?
Real quick.
Well, it's not that. Remember,
Yeah,
you're
they know
a
that You're
lord.
highborn.
I know.
Yeah.
I said it was in casual clothes. How would they just know?
Because they've seen you around the
Yeah,
place.
I know. Yeah.
Just to loop back real quick. There is something important I want to say to her for
Yes, sure.
she wanders off. So you come out of your vision, not feeling super great. Sven is there. So listen,
So hear me out.
a lot of people just died, and I know you're not super in a good place right now, but you're Chiyo, right?
Chiyo, yeah.
Chiyo is investigate. I don't know that much about justice, but I think the first step is going to be retrieving the body and laying it to rest. However, that works for them.
I asked the white god about the body, and the body is immaterial.
How about this? If we don't go help Chiyo right now, there's a good chance that she'll just die.
All right. I guess we go to the Ito village.
Thank you.
So the important thing about being a ninja is that not that your outward appearance is the ninja. It's when you become the ninja, then people won't recognize you.
Yeah, fair enough.
So you have a public face, which is very recognizable,
Okay.
which is your day job.
Okay.
So that's why, unless you are in the black garb, then people will recognize you.
Okay.
You're a notable figure from around town.
All right. Well, then I'm just gonna play this as someone coming to find out about the town guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, no one's gonna question why you're here. They are far too low to question you.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So everybody's pressed their heads into the mud. Everybody in town has dropped what they're doing. They're all worshiping you like a god, essentially.
Yeah. Raise your heads.
They will, but they won't look at you.
Okay. What'd you call him? The town chairman?
The headman is missing, yeah, but there's clearly one guy at the center who's the replacement headman,
Yeah.
which is the same guy that he was talking to earlier.
Will you take me to the home of the missing headman?
Yeah, yes, my lady, we will. No problem. And as he gets up and scurries to the house. Again, not looking at you, not making eye contact.
Yeah.
The rest of the village goes back to what they were doing. because clearly you're not here like angrily.
Yeah.
So he like shows you the house. It's the same. It's one room. All the sleeping mats are laid out. Like the family is sleeping. The table's propped up against the wall. You can see the footprints of the
Is there
three
any
clawed.
drag marks, blood, anything like that?
Nope, just the weird 3-toed footprints.
Would there be a way to determine the number of kappa based on like the footprint pads?
Roll me, I don't know, something.
I have survival.
Yeah, all right, sure. Roll me survival. It's gonna be 2 purple.
A triumph.
All right, well, all right. Now I gotta give you something.
Damn.
Yeah, I got
I like how it's a triumph, a
and
super
success,
fail.
and a 2 fails.
Well, clearly you cannot tell how many there were,
Yeah.
but now to give you something.
You have to give something good too.
You remember a story from your childhood that your father would tell you when you were misbehaving about how Kappa liked to live in river deltas, like where multiple rivers will connect. And you do recall from the times that you ride about the province doing your day job that there's one about 2 miles away from here that might house Kappa. Because you were always worried as a little girl that the Kappa would come and kidnap you, and because if you misbehave, they'll come and kidnap you and take you to their lair and eat you.
Delicious.
All right. Yeah. Jesus.
So you
Fantastic.
have like a theory where there might be some Kappa.
All right. I will end up bowing to the headman. And then
Now he like immediately gets on his knees, like super low.
All right. Then I'm gonna leave and go get a horse.
Okay. You can get one at the castle, no problem.
Yeah. Exactly. Probably a horse and then a change of clothes.
Yeah.
So do we catch her as she's leaving the village?
You'll probably see me.
You guys were going to you guys meet at the town gate.
All right.
This is why I like playing an idiot with a short attention span, so I can also do Twitch chat at the same time. I have no
Nice.
idea what just happened. All right.
Fun stuff.
You meet her at the town gate, coming back in as you guys are going out to meet her.
Did you find the water monster?
I think I've uncovered where they would probably be coming from.
All right.
It's unusual for them to leave the river. The closest location for them to gather would be about 2 miles.
We can reach.
That's not far.
Yeah.
Well,
It's like a 40-minute walk. Let's go.
All right.
It's in the middle of the woods.
It's like a 50-minute walk.
I brought.
No, I mean, there's like a
stuff
road.
to offer,
Okay.
and I brought things to offer to the Kappa. Like
So
I
did
brought
I.
vegetables and things like that.
Fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
Raw
would-
fish is what
yeah, would rather not get attacked by Kappa. Somebody's
Do
already
we-
done that.
Do we want to take our break now?
All right. Yeah, we're going to take a quick 5.
Yep.
Had some issues with
Hot 5.
categorizing the stream that a friendly native helped us fix. We're about to go have what I'm sure will be a polite conversation with some demons that live in a river.
Yeah.
Be right back.
Doodly-doo. Meanwhile,
Where's
check out the
Grimshaw?
map.
I have no idea.
Who knows?
Oh, is it?
raves.
All right, we're back at it in the Krispy Kreme. We're talking about Supernatural.
No, we're talking about World of Darkness.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Yeah.
It's both
You
those
remember the
things.
beginning of Blade?
Yes.
It's that. It's just like a weird rave nightclub in the back of a butcher shop where there's also vampires.
This sounds like my ideal RPG, other than this RPG, which is also my ideal.
So wait, Tom,
totally.
when you wrote Kappas into this RPG, was that planned
Everything I do is planned.
as part
I
of
believe
like
that.
the fact that we're Twitch streaming it?
Everything I do is planned.
You heard it from him, folks.
We were doing this on
The mysterious man that
I
you
mean,
cannot see.
he is Jesus.
I want to point out
It's all
that
part of the plan.
I wanted to roleplay Jesus, so I got Jesus into this thing. Everything I do is planned.
I have to believe that's not true.
Want to bet?
For our continued relationship,
Wanna bet?
I have to believe
I
that's
just
not
wanted
true.
to be Jesus.
Yeah.
for us to
He's my own personal
I
Jesus.
wrote the church into this setting specifically so I could roleplay Jesus at some point.
Roll to disbelieve.
You guys just fell into the trap.
I don't believe you. And stop telling me about it.
All right.
Suit yourself.
I will.
You live in a world I created.
That's correct.
That's true. All right, so
But
we're
wait,
on.
as
we're
we've
on-
established, Sven is
Everything's
both a
the Matrix.
planeswalker and a time traveler now.
Yes.
True.
All right.
And one day you will meet Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, no. He seems like a pretty cool guy. I wish I could do the splits like that.
He will take you to time jail.
Oh, no.
I never watched the end
Anyway.
of Time Cop, so.
Anyway.
All right, so yes, you have a horse now. I'm assuming you're also going to gather some supplies,
Yeah,
like some,
I mean-
just in case.
Traveling supplies.
Yeah, exactly.
change of clothes.
You know, some weapons too, because road travel's not necessarily the safest thing in this era.
Nah, I'm probably like secretly loaded up to go.
Okay.
So wait, we're getting a bunch of horses and weapons.
Oh, whoa. Not a bunch of horses. A horse.
I
Yeah,
will
horse.
I don't have a horse.
Well, she maybe. Him,
I'll give him a horse.
They're not going to let you take a horse for him.
Okay, well, I'm taking a third horse. And
Okay.
it'll walk
He has
behind
to
the
walk.
others.
Yeah.
I'll walk around the corner. And you take
Can
a
hold
third
all
horse.
of
Yeah,
this stuff.
exactly.
Yeah,
come
you're
on.
just holding
Go
onto
with
its
us,
tail
I
as
still
you
need
go.
that third horse.
Like a little baby elephant.
So the old 3-horse con.
Do not care.
All right, so you have horses
Yeah,
and some food,
yeah, just.
generic
Yeah.
adventuring supplies.
Yeah,
Indeed.
they're 2 miles away. It's not gonna be a crazy long trip.
Correct.
But, you know,
Oh,
just in case.
I'll get my supplies, which is a
I'm prepared
bottle
for
of sake
mile.
and a whetstone.
I'm prepared
some
for,
dice.
You know,
Okay.
a mile of possible investigation, stakeout.
Yep. All right,
possibly
so you guys head off.
All right, off we go to the Delta.
So you guys
Yeah.
are,
I'm going to talk the whole time.
At the Delta.
you're about like an hour into
As the two Japanese become increasingly irritated because Sven doesn't shut up.
And also, his like grammar's all terrible. Like it's like a
Do
child
you
babbling
guys,
onto
do
you.
you guys have astrology? I'm a Sagittarius.
She says nothing. This is not worth her interest.
No?
Kuro's like-
Okay.
It sounds like another religion
See,
you don't
I'm,
believe.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
like, is
picturing
this-
like a beautiful Japanese landscape, all 3 horses in a line. I'm in the back, and I just say that as we're walking. Like,
Holding on to the
cherry
horse.
blossoms are falling. Okay, sorry.
I'm a Sagittarius. Is that another white god?
Yeah, it's the coolest one.
Ah, I see.
Sounds
As a
biased.
lightning bolt hits you,
like
Oh,
I
no,
said,
Sagittarius. Please, I'm sorry.
Xenu is the
follower.
only god.
You did say you were a
That's true.
Scientologist.
That's the paradox of Xenu's arrow.
Ooh,
Okay.
noofa doofa.
Anyway.
Yeah, so you guys are going along the path. You're deep into the woods now. When you start hearing voices up ahead. You guys have some sort of rolls you want to make?
I mean, I have super stealth.
I have vigilance. Would okay? So what would work best
Well, it's
here?
about- what do you want to do?
Perception,
What does everyone attempt to do now that you've heard voices?
Probably stop the horses and leave them off to the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you want to disappear into the night?
Yeah, I'm about to disappear
I
into the night
follow.
in broad daylight.
All right.
I'm
so
gonna
roll me some
stay
stealth.
with the horses, I
Yeah,
guess, while
one of your
they.
yellows.
Yeah.
And I need it's 2 purple is the difficulty for stealth rolls.
All right, come on now.
Do you need dice as well?
I was gonna follow her lead, so I'll just roll stealth.
Gotcha.
All right, I got 2 success and
Damn.
1 advantage.
I got 3 successes and 3 failures, which is just a failure.
Wow,
I got
but
two
it's
successes.
impressive.
So
failure.
so like
Advantage.
you guys are like together, you're like, okay, shit, we should pull off the road. Like you take the horses off the road, and as like you turn to like tie up the horse, you turn around and Sven is like in front of a tree, like trying to be a tree, and Chiyo has just disappeared,
know.
like as if though she were never here all along.
Oh man, You should get. Okay.
And Sven is trying to
Oh,
convince
no.
you he has not been here all along.
Crashing
I'm
through
not
the
here.
undergrowth as he creeps like a Scooby-Doo
Just holding a
character.
tree branch over my head like one of those. I didn't get like a critical fail, but okay.
No, it's not a
True.
critical fail. It's just like you didn't succeed, and I
mean,
figured
you're-
Sven would like to be
you're walking
comical.
quietly, but you're
Yeah.
still gonna hear leaves crunching of twigs.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're not perfect.
You are like she knows where you are. Like you have no idea where Chiyo is. Like as though she were never even alive to begin with.
I'm going to make
Alright,
sure
well.
that I have my bow like nearby because
Yep.
I don't know what's happening. So I'm just gonna be prepared
So you take
for
your
anything.
man-sized bow and your quiver of arrows.
Very calmly, like I've got the arrow pinch
Like, not
just in
afraid at
case.
all?
Oh no,
Like-
no,
What
I know
is-
how to
I'm
handle
sorry,
this.
what is your character's name again?
Makuro.
Makuro, let me
Ime.
write that down.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Makuro sees me, then I'll just get back on the road because I don't want to be. I feel like a person in the woods seeing me would react badly. So
True.
I mean, if you guys, just
There's
okay,
multiple
You
voices
have to
you
call
hear.
me Ime-san though.
It's
Sven,
Ime-san.
not you. Yeah.
it's not a singular voice. It's multiple voices you hear.
I mean, you guys could probably walk on the trail and just pretend you didn't come on horses or something like that. You have an eye in the sky, or wherever she is.
So I assume you're heading forward.
Yeah,
Okay,
like,
so
I'm
you.
heading towards the voices.
Yeah, you eventually you get close enough to see that it's a clearing where it appears to be a bunch of samurai are holding court. There's like one guy sitting in a chair with like a crown. He appears to be, leading the court. But what strikes you as particularly odd about this is that these are not samurai. These are ronin. But
dang.
they somehow appear to be having an actual, honest to God, court.
In the middle of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Like they're acting with courtly manners. There's polite debate. Like they're resolving issues.
and
This is
they're
weird.
And they're dressed like Ronin.
Yeah.
Huh. I mean, I'm gonna stay and observe.
Yeah, I mean, you're observing an actual court proceeding, like you could follow along perfectly.
Are they just kind of talking normal?
So, like, if you took these people and put them in the castle, this would look like a normal court scene, aside from the fact
Okay.
that they're Ronin.
Okay, so to me, is it like would it be like suspicious undercover stuff? Like,
It's certainly bizarre. That's not how Ronin would carry themselves normally.
all right. Do I recognize anyone?
Nope.
At all? All right, that's unfortunate.
So you guys now trudge up the road, and you see off on the left in the clearing this exact scene that I've described.
So we've left the horses.
Yes.
I would like to see if they realize that they know that they're in the woods. I don't like. It seems like a really weird thing to just like be holding court in a clearing.
So you don't want to
and-
stop and observe?
Yeah.
They appear to be carrying on as though this was an actual honest-to-God court. Like,
They-
there's somebody even commenting on how nice, like, the architecture is, and, somebody's complimenting the manicured bonsai trees when there clearly is none.
So
look around to see if
some
we're being
magic has been
punked.
cast on their
Right.
minds. Like they're under some sort of illusion or something.
For you two, this is, like I said, is exceptionally cultural affronting to you because these are, dirty, filthy people defiling your sacred traditions. They're just a bunch of grubby people
This is fucking weird.
being weird.
Are they they're heavily armed because they're Ronin, right?
They're not heavily armed.
They're normally armed.
yeah, they're
though,
normally armed.
which is armed.
They have
yeah.
swords.
They have swords.
They have
Okay.
the swords.
Well, that's cause for concern.
Yeah.
But then again, everybody has swords,
Yeah.
so...
Bunch of armed men's in the wood doing weird shit.
I'm
It's
not
usually
sure
bad.
that they know what they're doing.
You say to the shadows.
Yeah.
Hoping
I
that
thought-
somebody-
Are you out of the
say it
shadows
to Sven.
now?
I-
You're
I
still,
like-
yeah.
You're hoping
oh, I
somebody's
guess I
listening.
should explain this to you, because you
Again,
don't know it.
For all you
think
know,
that
it
they're
could be a
scrubby
religious
men.
ceremony,
Yeah.
a war council, a bunch of actors doing some impromptu
That's what I
comedy.
assume it is.
Yeah.
It's actors, yeah.
Yeah.
You would know what that is because there is a theater in town. So you would have some
Okay.
concept of that.
Are
They-
they? there are fucking
Yeah,
theaters
there's-
where I'm from. Like,
Well, no, but you understand
Like
Japanese,
Japanese theater.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know No and Kabuki and all that.
so this is similar to that.
No.
Do they seem like they're performing?
They seem to be performing, but they're not in costume, which is a hallmark of
They're
Gotcha.
dressed like gruddy.
right. They don't have any face makeup on. Like
They are.
there's no musical accompaniment.
You know of Ronin.
I think yeah.
That they are
Like me, right?
disgraced. You are disgraceful. I'm not sure if you are disgraced.
He's about on the same level.
You just said the same word twice with like a slight difference.
I did, because I'm not speaking English, so
I
I'm
don't
just yeah.
understand.
they are carrying out ritual they should not be carrying out.
Okay. What does this have to do with us?
I don't
I
know,
hate
but
to be
it's
that guy in the RPG, but
this
I mean,
is very
it's kinda where I'm
strange.
at, though.
For you two, like I said, it's you got to solve the situation. They're impinging upon your honor.
Yeah.
you'll take strain damage if you don't deal with that.
All right.
You'll take strain damage for what? Just being like, God, these guys
Can't
are
have it.
idiots.
Yeah, the mental strain of you ignoring your honor.
Especially because
For
I
you,
actually can't.
a little less given who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
but
really don't care.
If, honor
If somebody
falls
came back and reported that you had ignored this,
on
that would be
Facebook,
troublesome for your day job.
If
Yeah.
honor
Who
falls
else is
down in the
even
woods
here?
and no one's there to see it, what happens?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a question that Sven is intimately familiar with.
All right.
So you should probably talk to these
I'm
people?
gonna,
question
like-
mark?
I guess
gonna, like,
we interfere.
I'm gonna like slide out of nowhere.
We're in the woods and this is a sketchy situation, so you, like
Suddenly ninja.
you've seen it. You haven't seen how fast Sven can draw a weapon. It's like in his hand before you blink,
Yeah.
and then I'm
Very
just
good
like, oh
flash.
hey, how you doing?
I'm gonna be like, Sven, go walk towards them.
Oh man.
Not close, and then we're not close enough for them to immediately engage. I just want to know if they can even see you.
All right.
How far are you gonna go
Better
towards
be
them?
on deck with your fancy magic.
I have my bow. You can rely on that, I suppose. But
Great.
If
You
they,
better be on check with that magic. I don't. What magic?
I know that's not how my magic works,
That's-
homie.
We established in our backstory that you healed me, I guess. But
That's
okay.
true. Oh,
Right,
I
but
can
you've never-
heal you. Yes.
She doesn't,
I thought
like,
you were
cast
asking me to do
fireball.
battle magic.
No.
She doesn't cast fireball through.
You have to ask the gods. You know how reliable they
Yeah,
are.
I know. I'm like, I gotta
That
light
would be
some
enough today.
incense.
Fireball
like...
would be much more balanced if you had to go through a process. All right, so I'll walk towards them.
Yeah.
Okay, so like
You-
there's a
you
little
guys
bit of
explore.
wood between
Yeah.
you and the road, and then the clearing. So I
Okay.
need to know how far.
I enter the clearing.
Okay, so as soon as you
Whoa.
enter the clearing, everyone turns to look at you, and like they bow towards you.
I will bow about as low as my gear allows.
Right. They will all continue to stare at you as though they're waiting for you to introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Sven. I noticed you all sitting in the woods holding court. What is happening right now?
The rather large Ronin with the crown on the chair will be the one who will speak.
If you don't mind my asking.
Come. We have a visitor from a foreign land, and like everyone in the crowd like starts to ooh, and they talking behind like there's about like 20 of them.
Holy shit!
Oh man, this is a big party.
Yeah.
I thought it was like
They're
6.
talking behind like their fans, but like their fans are like have holes in them and they're raggedy.
Oh no.
This is some Alice in Wonderland bullshit.
Yeah.
Right. Alice in Wonderland in Japan. If that would be confusing. as shit.
But I'm
Next
here for
to
it.
the corpulent Ronin on the chair is a beautiful woman, the likes of which you have never beheld before.
Uh-oh.
Crap.
Yeah. I'll go sit down.
Okay, so you sit across from the Lord. What brings you to our fair court, young man?
On the quest of sorts, I suppose. Sort of curious. What are you guys talking about? What's going on? How you doing?
We are conducting government here.
What's the issue of the day?
We were adjusting the tax policies that we levy upon the peasants.
Okay.
Peasants from sort of like point.
My lands.
Oh, I see.
Now, have you brought gifts or treaties from your government for us to look over?
As a matter of fact, I have. I'll take some of my coins, put them in a stack. Oh, sake is great. I'll do that also.
Okay, good, because the coins would have been a major problem.
Okay.
Why?
Because samurai don't deal in money.
Oh, that's true.
Oh yeah, that's true. I remember that.
Yes.
But he's got
So
no
I
samurai
reach.
anymore.
The bag goes to the coins, and then goes to the sake.
Oh, what a lovely gift. It's been so long since I've had Friendly Traveler. Allow me to present you with a return gift. And he, like, takes a rock and, like, puts that. I have this wonderful gem.
Okay. As he's reaching out to give me a rock, I'll put my hand out and try and take it in such a way that I touch his hand to
Yeah,
see
I
if
mean-
he's a real person.
He's a real person.
Okay.
That also does not cause any problems.
Great.
But he definitely is convinced, as though, empirically, that is a giant gem he just handed you.
Okay.
Great.
Nuts.
So
Alright.
and everyone here is under some sort of
I'm having a great time.
illusion.
These are
yeah.
my favorite people so far.
Yeah, I bet.
So, like, he will, like, politely converse with you and then, like, return you to the crowd. So he can, like, talk to other people. And, like, you're mingling with the other members of the
Got
court.
my hand on my sword. At this point, I'm having a great time. Like,
Yeah.
I've acquired sake. I'm just talking to people.
Yeah, and like you are talking to people as though they were like one is like the minister of the treasury, one is like the shogun, one is like the guy who's in charge of making sure that the horses are bred properly. Like all these people appear to have fanciful titles and stuff
I
like
also
that.
don't think that Sven has the tools to escape this situation socially. So I'm just.
Oh yeah,
He's
they
just
have
relying
engaged
on
you in
us,
like
yeah.
the equivalent of social trap. Like
I'm
you are
just
just
like-
stuck like making introductions and like having polite conversation with people.
Mhm.
And they're totally convinced that all of this
Yeah.
as is okay.
And again, they don't even know you guys are there. Just Sven.
Do we go save the gaijin?
Or you can abandon him forever right now. That's the end of our game.
For him.
Yeah. We
No,
could go
joke's on you.
our
I just
adventure,
Sven
yeah.
in the crowd. You
Um,
ready for some 101 RP?
Dude, the Alice in Wonderland RP. I'll do it all day.
okay. I'm probably thoroughly confused by the situation, and at the very least of how to conduct it. While yeah, it is insulting, they also don't seem to be harming anybody. So it's just one of those things like, do you poke the hornet's nest or do you just leave it?
I'm going to assume that there's something more supernatural going
Of
on.
course, like
So I'm going to see if I
wanna,
can do a...
scry the bones?
I would love to do
All right.
some scrying of bones. Let me
Let's scry some bones.
reach out to my god here, who's being super weird. All right, am I rolling against anything?
Nope.
Oh no, because it's just a straight.
Also,
Yeah,
what would I roll to get an impression of these people's?
I have a success and 3 advantage.
That's pretty good.
Okay. What was your question?
What would I roll to get a general impression of these people's stability, like up close? Do they seem like they're just crazy, or is this?
Again, like
They
on
were a
purpose.
band of something
Convinced.
that came across. Yeah.
Like legitimately, like they've been deluded into thinking like they were at
Roll
the
me some
back of
vigilance.
minds.
Right.
Oh, that's a thing I have. What's the difficulty?
2 purple.
Oh
Do the
boy.
bones tell me anything?
We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
Sorry to jump
Ah.
on your steez. I got 1 threat.
Aw.
So you're like conversing with people, and as you are conversing with them, you start to maybe these are real, like just some very like weary travelers. Like these people appear to like convince, like they're able to give you statistics about the kingdom and like the military troops and stuff like that. Like you're starting to doubt your doubt that they're like right in the head.
Okay.
Like,
Or
there's
the-
no
So
way-
maybe
there's no
you're
way-
crazy,
so you
and
take
they're
one
on the
strength.
right track.
Yeah. So start to think maybe this is a real village that they're
All right,
talking
so
about.
you scried the bones, and one of the things that like about being a priest is that like magical creatures have auras that you can tell, and that normal humans don't. So like when you look out after scrying the bones and you open your eyes, you look out at the court and you see everyone looks normal except the woman.
Of course,
Yes.
she's an oni. Of course, she is.
As this happens, suddenly the court stops, and the king is like, yes, we have the matter to attend. Bring forth the prisoner. As they bring in this, like, poor, obviously just, like, some traveling merchant, and they, like, throw him on his knees, and the king's like, now I will pass judgment for your trespassing upon my lands. I will, and the woman, like, looks at him, and he's like, yes, murder, execute him. As like his executioner pulls out his sword,
Okay.
Yeah, that's
and that's where we'll leave it for now.
Oh, the
Ba-ba.
drama.
Exciting times. All right. Well, that was the major restoration. We found the Alice in Wonderland side quests. We're dealing with that shit.
No investigation is ever straightforward.
Yeah.
This is very true.
No, I'm a fan of
But
this.
we're getting,
I'm having a great
we're
time.
moving forward, which is
It's
very
not that we were
exciting.
expecting it to not be straightforward. This was very far out of the ballpark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is an
There's some
opportunity for
weird
me
shit
to
going
run
on.
some of my favorite adventures from other games.
Oh, nice.
And Ronin Court is one from Legend of the Five Rings.
So we could cheat if we wanted to.
Yeah. We'll go
Good luck finding it.
find that ancient scroll.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a comic called House of the Five Leaves.
Mm-hmm.
It was a comic called House of the Five Leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
This reminds me a lot of that.
All right, Twitch, we'll catch you on the flip side. Check out our YouTube channel to watch the same content again, but edited.
Yeah, which I don't know why you would, because it's way more fun when it's not.
Well, you gotta
Also
polish it a
time-consuming.
little.
Yeah.
True.
All right. See you later.
All right, bye, fam.
Bye.